In the fall of my senior year of high school, the bell rings and dismisses me from the last class of the day. I walk down the hallway and meet up with my friend. We walk out to the parking lot, get in his red Toyota Corolla S, and start heading home. While we're at the light, about to leave the school parking lot to get on the main street, he says, "Bro, check out this song I found." He plugs in his iPhone 6 into the aux and plays Gucci Mane's "I Get the Bag" featuring Migos. Mind you, I didn't really actively listen to that much hip-hop up to this point, so I wasn't really up to date. As soon as the initial bass hits and I heard the random ad-libs come from the speakers, I felt something in my soul, and for the first time in my life I was like, damn, this goes hard. I actively started listening to and keeping up with hip-hop because I listened to "I Get the Bag" in 12th grade and thought it went hard. Crazy. But what does that mean to be hard? I ain't talking about the sexual definition. I'm trying to figure out the actual definition. Like, what does it mean when someone listens to Dracula Flow and says, "This goes hard"? And what does it mean when you see your homie put that shit on and you tell him, "Yo, that fits hard"? Well, hard has the same definition as the following phrases. That's heat, that's fire, that's lit, that's tough, that's gas, etc. I know this doesn't really make sense, but whatever. Put on your helmets and strap in, because I just wanted to talk about Kick Buttowski, the hardest show you probably didn't watch. Kick Buttowski, Suburban Daredevil, often referred to as Kick Buttowski, is an American animated TV series created by Sandro Casaro about a kid named Clarence Kick Buttowski. It became the fourth Disney XD original series and the first animated series on Disney XD. The show premiered on February 13th, 2010, with 2 episodes airing on the first day. The main premise of the show is really simple. It follows Kick Buttowski and his obsession of becoming the world's greatest daredevil. Armed with a skateboard, a death wish, and best friend named Gunther, he turns his really normal suburb into a playground of chaos and collateral damage. Clarence Kick Buttowski, he's a 10-year-old kid who's trying to become the world's greatest daredevil. Kick always wears his white jumpsuit with a single red stripe on each arm with yellow boots and gloves. His helmet matches his jumpsuit. He's known to be unnaturally short and stubby and has a big butt and pot belly. His helmet is probably glued to his head because I don't think I remember ever seeing the top of his head during the TV show. Kick is stubborn, hard-headed, and because of this he never quits. So with this determination and strength, he kinda succeeds at pretty much all his random challenges he faces. In cartoon fashion, Kick has a high pain tolerance and he can kinda just drive and do anything. He's cracked at the typical neighborhood kid stuff like scootering, biking, skateboarding. And whenever he does something extreme, he usually succeeds, along with, destroying everything. Then his best friend, Gunther Magnusson, he's a short, chubby kid of Norwegian descent. He has blonde hair, wears a red hat, and has blue shorts and a lighter blue shirt. He's kind of like a cartoonier and smaller Chris Griffin from Family Guy. And he's Kick's best friend, hype man, and the stunt coordinator. He's the guy with the camera to record everything that happens. And he's the typical cartoon best friend. He worries for the main character, but is always supportive. He's nice, and he's happy. He's also kind of capable of some strange stuff. Like as a Norwegian, he can summon his family of Viking warriors using a battle horn. And he has insane levels of riz for some reason. Like he spits game like no one else in the show. Then there's Brad, Kick's older brother. He's a skinny teenager who can easily be identified by his spiky black hair. He's pretty much the main villain of the show. He's usually annoying to everyone, and he's kind of a jerk to everyone. And the only time he's ever nice is when there's a girl involved. He's the stereotypical gross teenage boy. He doesn't shower, brush his teeth, or wash his hands. He has room temperature IQ and is easily tricked into doing stuff. He lifts and he has no muscle. He talks to women, but he has no riz. That kind of thing. His role in the show is to be the antagonist, to bully Kick most of the time, and to be unlikable to all the other characters. And these 3 make up the bulk of the show, but beyond these 3 there are also there's a ton of really fun side characters, like Billy Stumps, a daredevil monster truck driver who has a stump of a left arm, Magnus and Helga Magnusson, Gunther's Viking parents who own a restaurant called the Battle Snacks. Then there's Wade, the super chill gas station guy who helps Kick and Gunther when they need stuff. There's Deadman Dave, a skateboarder who people thought was dead, but he was just kind of chilling. Papercut Peterson, an ex-pro wrestler turned into a beggar. And Ronaldo, a nerd who relies on stuff like physics and engineering. The Goofy cast is unique and dynamic, so it's kind of fun to watch everyone interact. Everything in this show is insane. Kick tries to become the world's greatest daredevil, and this kind of opens up a ton of interesting and wild setups and scenarios. So the series was episodic, about 10 minutes each of some random wacky scenario. There was some continuity between episodes, but other than that, there wasn't really any lore or world building like you see in a lot of modern shows. It was simpler back then. The episodes were focused on the crazy action, character interactions, and the random adventures Kick and Gunther would go on. It was all about fun rather than like a real story. And this kept every episode different and action-packed. Like, one episode Kick is riding down a comically large cliff on an ironing board, the next he's saving his classmates from a snowstorm after the bus flips over on a giant ice ramp. There's a moment I distinctly remember where Kick has a Mario Kart-style race with Ronaldo. In the track there's a 90-degree turn, and instead of slowing down to, go around the turn, Kick speeds up, hitting the side of the mountain at 100 miles per hour, and defying all laws of physics, explodes out the other side to win the race. And the explanation given in the show is that it's the laws of awesome, as if it's awesome enough, pretty much anything is possible. And I think this pretty much sums up the show. There's no real rhyme or reason to why things happen. It's just there to be a spectacle and to be really cool. And Kick's philosophy is like consequences are for losers and who cares as long as it's awesome. Crash a monster truck, walk it off, you get grounded, you gotta do some sort of wacky escape through like a homemade trebuchet or anything. And as many like kid shows back then, like there's supposed to be some moral, but there wasn't really any clear morals in Kick Buttowski. Like it's probably something along the lines of do cool stuff with your friends or something. And Kick Buttowski is what happens when you mix like Jackass with a Saturday morning cartoon. Add in some random Viking stuff, deep fried in absurdity. It's chaotic, it's ridiculous, and it's a pretty charming show. And honestly, it goes hard. So check it out. Hopefully I put you on. You can find most of the episodes on like YouTube, and I think it should be on Disney Plus or something.